Did you guys get multiple freeze ups on that intro?
That's a hell of a fucking intro, Lou.
I'm just saying.
Go ahead, Scott.
Okay. Um, Welcome to Tunes Brothers, everybody. Got Rob, we got Lewis Lips, and we got Diamond Darren. Yeah, I about said Dave. But anyway, Dave, if you're watching, man, we miss you, but we've got some ideas of why you're not here, but we're not going to say right now.
Oh,
But
I'll say.
anyway, well, Darren will, but we'll let him say when he gets his turn. He can just spew it out. We are going to dive into the last chance that I have. I don't expect this to be great at all, but I said I've got to give it a shot. This is, to me, Black Sabbath, Heaven and Hell. Ronnie James Dio's first appearance with the band. I do believe that his vocals are more smooth on this album than pretty much anything he's ever done. I haven't really heard everything he's done with Elf and bands like that. But
Are you shitting me? He actually had a band called Elf when he's like 4'8".
yes,
Wow.
absolutely.
Okay.
That was
Was he a
before
part of the
Rainbow.
Killer Dwarfs too, or?
He may be. He may be. I don't know, but he was in a band called Elf, and I've heard some of their music. It's not bad. It's not quite Sabbath, but or his solo stuff. But if you've kept up with us in any way, shape, or form over time, you know how much my comrades here despise Ronnie James Dio and his vocals on the majority of what he does. There might be a couple here and there. I said, well, look, let's give it a shot at Heaven and Hell. He sings smoother on this album, I think, than he does any other album that he's ever done. Even Mob Rules, he takes it to a new level of, and God only knows I know how y'all feel about that damn album. But I think that Sabbath went to a whole new level of production when they started with Dio. These albums sound 10 times clearer and better than the Ozzy Sabbath albums. I don't understand what was going on with that. I don't know if that's exactly what they were doing on purpose or what, but when they got to this album, 1980 Heaven and Hell, the production was insanely great, just like Mob Rules. Whether you like it or whether you don't, the production was stellar. Yes, to me, Ronnie James Dio's vocals are just powerful. Absolutely, just the range and the power that he has. I've always loved him. Like I said, it's hard for a guy like me that loves metal and hard rock and stuff to grasp that people don't like him as a hard rock singer. It just, it's just like somebody that y'all love, maybe that I don't. You're trying to understand what is it, man? Why don't you? But sounds nothing like Ozzy's, of course, vocals. There's not even any simulation. But anyway, it's an album that I love. I've always been more to Mob Rules, but the majority goes with this one. This is going to get the vote right here from the majority of fans. And there's 8 tracks on this album. We're going to rank them. I think it's a stellar album all the way through. There's one song on here, though, in my opinion, to me, that doesn't fit. I mean, literally tempo and everything. There's one song on here that I feel like doesn't fit. I like the song, but it's far from my favorite. So anyway, I love Heaven and Hell. I've always loved Ronnie James Dio. Rest in peace, bro. And this is my last shot at these guys, because there's nothing else that I can think of that he does that would come more crisper, clearer, and not so over the top than this Heaven and Hell album, vocal wise. So, all right, Rob.
All right. first take is this is Black Sabbath's best album that I've heard to date. But that bar is almost sitting on the ground, so it's really not, hard to clear. Um, Dio should always sing in this style. I don't think one time I heard that irritating fucking Don Dawkins goddamn Bruce Dickinson vibrato. He sang like a normal rock singer and sounded good. But two takeaways on just Black Sabbath itself, not the um, they clearly don't know how to write standout songs, right? I mean, even back to Ozzy, they don't write songs that fucking earworm you and grab you right from the jump. Everything's a fucking challenge to try to find something great or good. And I have heard forever, Tony Iommi, I've come to the conclusion after all the Black Sabbath I've heard, this is a subpar guitarist at best. And the rhythm they choose to use on all Black Sabbath albums, because there's a lot of rhythms on this album that are very reminiscent of Paranoid era Black Sabbath. The sound they use is mind-numbingly boring. There's no crunch, there's no depth. It's just a generic tinny tube amp fucking distortion. But now that I got the good and bad in, not a bad listen. Would I ever put any of these on a playlist? Hell no. Not that they're bad. It's just they don't grab me. There's no choruses that you want to fucking throw your hands in the air and sing along with. There's no great intros. There's nothing special about these songs. But that being said, they're not offensive. There's only one song that made me want to just start beating the shit out of my speakers. The rest of them I wouldn't even turn off. I wouldn't even mind if they're in the background. So I would say all in all, mission accomplished, Scotty, because Dio did not bother me. And the music overall, this is the best I've heard, and that includes Paranoid era Ozzy.
Thank you. I did not expect that. I mean, and everybody knows that's fucking excellent coming from Rob when it comes to this singer and band. You got to understand. So, like I said, go look at the past and you'll know what I'm saying. But Lois.
Yes. Christopher, real quick, I am wearing rouge. It's my tribute to Asylum. No, for some reason, my fucking lighting down here is coming off with a red tint. I don't know what the fuck's going on. Go ahead, Lou.
Well, first of all, I just want to remind Scotty, I'm not a Dio hater like the rest of the guys and people who aren't here. I happen to like his song, some albums from his solo career. I happen to like just his presence as a rock person in the business and in entertainment. But as far as this album goes, at first listen, I was like, hey, these are good songs.
Whoa. You never heard this album before?
No, I might.
Wow.
I've only heard the opening track, the live version.
Okay.
The rest I never heard before. So
wow.
I was like, these songs are good. But then it got to the point where like I was thinking, how am I going to rank these things? Because they have like a lot of sameness to it at first listen. Then when I started digging deeper, I had one song set to be the worst, and I put my notes down why it's the worst. I go, let me just double check one more time. Like if I listened to a song and I liked it, I put a plus sign on a piece of paper next to it. If it was a song I didn't care for, I put a minus sign. So I would take all the plus songs and say, well, which is better of those bunch? And the minus song, which is worse of those bunch? And work it until I finally came up with my ranking order. But I would say that some songs reminded me of some other songs, and I'm going to mention them along the way as we go through. Now, I got a feeling, as usual, I will pick the song nobody will pick for number one, and I'll put like a favorite or a middle ground song at the bottom. But so just kind of remember that, Scotty. I don't hate Dio the way the other guys do.
Thank you, Lou. Yeah, and so far 2 positives, but we're not done yet. But anyway, Darren, hold on 1 second. Yeah, when we get halfway through our rankings, then I will say what I need to say about why I ranked it this way. I've never
And
had an album wind up like this for me. I'll explain it halfway.
okay. And Darren, don't forget to mention about why Dave is sick, because you want to do that.
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna touch on that, and I'm not really gonna go into like gory details or anything like that. But I've got he says that he has a sore throat and neck pain. All I'm gonna say is it sounds like repetitive motion and a deep throat. That's all I'm gonna say. So you can draw whatever lines to that you want. But feel better, Dave. We're missing you on your what was supposed to be your anniversary edition tonight. This would have marked Down Under's 1-year anniversary. I think Rob has already given him the pink slip, so he might not be back. I mean, who knows? Who knows? Yeah, we had to suffer through a lot of Dio and Black Sabbath and Sabbath with Dio and Ozzy. Of all of that stuff that we've already listened to, this was the easiest on the ears. So yeah, like Rob said, didn't have to put up with that annoying vibrato that he brings to a lot of his stuff. It was a lot more clear, slow, restrained type vocals from Dio than what I've experienced in the past. So, and I would agree with what Rob had said. I mean, I actually listened to this 3 times in the last day and a half, and nothing, stood out as being complete crap. Obviously, we got to rank them, put them someplace. So some songs were just lesser than others, but I also agree with Rob that none of this really grabs you and just and then makes you say, oh my God, why haven't I listened to this before? Right. I'm still in that camp when it comes to Sabbath. Nothing has really stood out other than a couple of their hits, with Ozzy. So, but we can start digging in and get to our rankings.
Dave, of course, is in the comments saying, where is Gigi? I have no idea. I was going to ask you, and I forgot to message you if she was coming. I'd assume in a corner rubbing one out somewhere, but I haven't heard from her. The other thing, Vake thinks Mob Rules is far better, and Vake, it's okay to be wrong. It's
I
okay.
like it a little better too, man. But I don't know, man. This listen here, man. I'm kind of they're twin. They're supposed to be sister albums.
I'll tell you, this is as close as I've come to, and I've been on record. I like Paranoid and I like Iron Man to the point where they have been on playlists at times. This is the closest I've come to any singer, any album from Black Sabbath to saying I could see listening to A, B, and C on purpose.
I just want to know one thing, Rob.
Yeah.
As far as Gigi, why does it have to be a corner? Why can't it be in the middle of the floor on the kitchen table?
Yeah, well, Gigi, it could be anywhere. It could be outside at the mailbox getting the mail. It could be anywhere. Yeah. All right, Scott, who do you want to start? What's going on? What the fuck?
All right, I guess you're in number 1, right? So you can lead us off.
Holy
shit. Number 8.
Damn who. Hey, Rob, this guy on my shirt resembles you. Your thumbnail's too small for me to see. I don't know, but if you fucking Darren sold him one of them fucking shirts, I am going to slap your bald ass head. All right. Number 8, the only terrible song on the album, in my opinion, is Wishing Well. My only comment besides garbage is Terrence Trent D'Arby's is much better.
And that's a goddamn stretch because that Terrence Trent D'Arby song is trash.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's it. That's the only thing I'm going to say as far as a horrible song, Scott. 1 out of the 8. You ought to be pretty happy.
Okay, I am. I'm speechless almost. Like I said, I was not expecting. I was expecting the same thing, but I was at least giving it this one last shot, and that was it. If it would have went down like Mob
I'll tell you
Rules,
what,
I would have said
you were absolutely correct, and it's the only reason I found any type of enjoyment is you told me he sings different than he ever has, and that's what it's going to take. I've never said Ronnie James Dio or Don Dokken or Bruce Dickinson are bad singers. I don't like the vibrato. I just don't.
okay. Yeah, we know that right now. So, but yeah, it never bothered me. But some people, there you go, Bruce Dickinson. Some people and some people don't. Yeah. Number 8 for me is the last track on the album, Lonely is the World. And this is the only one that I says it does not fit the album. Don't ask me why, but they done the same thing on Mob Rules. They finished it off with Over and Over, and it's about 8 minutes long. And it's the same tempo. I see you, man. Yeah, it's the same tempo. It's a slow tempo, not even mid-tempo song, but it's got power, and he sings it great. But everything on here is pretty high tempo, mid to high tempo, give or take. There is no changing it.
Did they ever do? I know Ozzy did with Sabbath, but with any other singer, what they had Dio and who else?
After the Mob Rules album and they got into it and fired Dio, we're going to get to that. That's what me and Dave has been talking about.
What I'm saying.
Oh God, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think 5.
Okay, we got we got Motley saying Tony Martin and Ray Gillan.
Yeah, that's the name.
Yeah, I was just gonna. My whole point.
Ian Gillan.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
He's thinking of Roy Rogers. He got mixed up.
So 4.
Okay, so my question was going to be, other than Ozzy, who did with Black Sabbath, did any of the other singers with Black Sabbath do ballads?
I think I know Ian didn't. He was only one album. He done the next album, which was 83 or something like that. It's called Born Again. And he said when he got to the motel room after the album was released, he seen the album cover and he threw up in the trash can.
For Heaven and Hell?
No, for Born Again. Ian Gillan, the singer on that one.
Is that the one with the baby on the cover?
Yes.
Okay.
He's the singer for Deep Purple forever.
Before or after Coverdale?
Before. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, way back. Yeah. He actually was twice, I think, before and after Coverdale. Okay. But anyway, but I like his album he done with him. We'll down the road we'll take a jab at it.
Sorry, I didn't mean to derail you. I just was curious when you said it. Everything's mid tempo. I'm thinking, did they, other than Ozzy, do ballads? So you answered it.
You could take. Actually, I'm going to get to one on here that I think is ballad-esque. So, but my number 8 is "Lonely Is the World." Lewis.
I initially had the same thing as Scotty had when I first went through this. And then when I went back to recheck, I think like I said, I'm always placing things differently than everyone else. This song annoyed me, the way it was, the tempo, the sound. It was kind of like getting on my nerves. I thought it was too repetitive. It was Die Young. I didn't care for that one at all.
Wow.
Okay. Dang.
All right. I also had Wishing Well coming in at number 8. It did kind of seem upbeat, more optimistic than I would think that any Black Sabbath song would be.
Yeah, right. It almost sounded too fast for Black Sabbath.
Right. Musically, it's tight, but it doesn't have an epic or atmospheric as the big hitters. So, I mean, yeah, I mean, like I said, it just, that's why it came in at number 8. Dave sent me his list, and at number 8, he had Children of the Sea. No.
Yeah, and that's
my
I'm just
God.
kidding. I wanted to get a rise out of you, Scotty. He also had Wishing Well.
Okay.
Anyway,
All right.
I was going to say it is a
Fucker.
shame because it is a shame because I know Dave really enjoys this album that he couldn't be here. So
I know, man.
everybody well wish him. He's got the kangaroo flu. He'll be all right.
See what happens, Dave, when you don't show up.
Oh my God, that was awesome.
All right. So we're at what, number 7?
Number 7.
All right, number 7, I've got Lonely Is the Word. The first thing that jumped out on me here, and hear me out, I'm going to say it in the way I say it. He sings the word moon almost as brutal as Freely does on Walking on the Moon. It's like he's trying to say the cow says moon. It stood out to me fucking immediately. It was probably one line in the entire song, but it was close to the beginning. And I actually started chuckling out loud and thought of Walking on the Moon and how brutal that song was.
Oh my God.
I love the slow parts in this. The slow guitar parts are cool as shit, especially in the middle. And what I've heard here is you can tell Freely was influenced by Iommi because the solos on this sounded a lot like the Freely solos off the first 3 albums. The only difference is Iommi plays way too fucking long, where Ace's were nice, quick, and memorable. Iommi tends to just drone on and on with his solos, but most guitar players do. But not a terrible fucking song, other than the moon, probably in one line. So Lonely Is the Word is number 7 for me.
Is it Word? Is that it? Are you right?
It is Word.
Yeah.
You know what? I've been all my life thinking that Lonely is the world. Wow, I just learned something, and I grew up with this album. For God's sake.
And that just
But
shows
anyway.
you words don't mean shit. Lyrics don't mean shit. It just doesn't.
Yep, I've been singing that ever since. I'll never change. It's too late. But anyway, number 7. You guys have done hit on it. I figured this was going to be down toward the bottom with you guys. Wishing Well. I do like the song now. We're in all songs that I like now. I just got to put them somewhere for me on this.
Okay, so for my recollection here, you do like Mob Rules better overall or not?
If I had to pick with a gun to my head, I would say yes. I think Mob Rules they took it to another level of heaviness.
Let me tell you
And
what
I know,
and this is not blowing smoke up your ass. After I listened to this album, because who sings on Mob Rules? It's Dio, right?
Yeah, the 2
Yeah.
albums he did.
After I heard this album, I seriously considered, and I'm off for 2 days, and I'm drinking 70 proof fucking mango habanero whiskey right now. So I was curious to go back and listen to Mob Rules and see if
That's
it's
what I was going to say.
and see if it's as bad as I thought it was, or if I was just being a douchebag, which is, Darren can attest, highly possible that I was just being a fucking douchebag.
No, normally I would agree, but I also thought that album was trash. So,
well, and it may be, but this album gave me enough to think, how could Mob Rules be that bad if Dio was singing when this album's pretty okay? So I'm gonna go back and check it out. What the fuck? But maybe I'll do an after dark after I listen to it and give you an all update.
do that. That's what I was going to say a while ago, and I lost my spot or whatever, and I forgot to say it. I was going to say, if y'all actually took anything from this album, just a one time over Mob Rules to see if it's as
Here's the
bad as
thing:
you
we
think it
listened to
is.
Mob Rules before we listened to the Sabbath stuff, and in my mind, I thought Ozzy Sabbath was the fucking bomb because I grew up, of course, being an NWA, even AWA wrestling fan, being a huge Road Warriors fan and Legion of Doom fan, and they came out to Iron Man. So I loved that as a kid. And then when Paranoid, when I became aware of Paranoid, I fucking loved that. So that's all that was in my head. And then we listened to Mob Rules, and I'm thinking, what the fuck? Where's Paranoid? Where's Iron Man? But then when we went back and did the Ozzy fucking Black Sabbath, I'm thinking this shit's worse than fucking Mob Rules. So I need to listen to it again. I really do.
Yeah, the production is horrible too compared to these two albums.
Well, that
I mean,
and it just slayed me that Ozzy had so many whiny fucking down tempo. I won't call them ballads because I don't think they were about love, but just what the
bluesy.
Yeah, what
very
the
bluesy
fuck is this? Because again, my intro to Ozzy was, with the exception of Iron Man, was Shot in the Dark, Lightning Strikes, all these fucking killer songs. So when I go back and hear his Black Sabbath stuff, I'm like, what the fuck? I don't know. Long story longer. Whoever turn I interrupted, I'm sorry. I'm gonna go back and listen to Mob Rules, for better or for worse.
Yeah, and night and day Ozzy Black Sabbath stuff, 70s to his solo stuff in the 80s. It's a whole different realm. It does not emulate each other at all, hardly. So,
all right.
But anyway,
whose turn was it?
number.
Can I interrupt you again, Scott? I'm sorry.
No. I just said Wishing Well was my number 7.
I'm just excited because I actually don't hate this, so it's fun. I thought I was going to be dreading this, but anyway, what?
Yeah, well, I'm glad. I'm happy as hell that I'm not the only one. So, but yeah, it was. I thought Iommi's guitar solo on this was absolutely fucking spectacular. It's got a different sound. He's got a couple of different sounds on his leads on this album, and he does a fantastic job of leads on this album, just like Mob Rules. I mean, he just rips the shit out of it, man.
Okay, again, not to interrupt, but I want to get this shit out as you're bringing it up. Was Mob Rules before this or after?
It was after 81. This was 80. Mob Rules was 81.
Has Dio ever sung like this again, solo or Black Sabbath?
He got back with Black Sabbath in 93 and done the Dehumanizer album. Now, I will definitely have to take another listen at that to see. And he got back with them in 2000, not long before he passed away, and done the Heaven and Hell album. The band was called. They didn't have Black Sabbath on it. It had Heaven and Hell instead of Black Sabbath, but it's not the Heaven and Hell album. It's spectacular. We will get to that. The sound of it's the best sounding album they've ever done.
So Dave said, is if Lou doesn't talk soon, he will explode. And Darren says he can see the vein in Lewis's neck pulsating. So Lou,
it's your turn.
Yay. Wait a minute. What's my name again? Okay. First, I want to drop a little news flash. Taiketo dropped a video 13 hours ago. The song is called
Whoa.
Yeah, and it's going to be a part of the Hard Truth, so don't go watching it.
God damn it. I was going to watch it as soon as the show ended.
Anyway.
You can watch the first one they dropped about a week ago.
Actually, I can watch it because I'm not on Hard Truth.
Yeah, but anyway. So I put it number 7, what Scotty put it number 8. And it was almost going to be number 8, but after re-listen, I said, it's not a bad song. But the reason I put it way down to number 7 is at the end, it goes on and on, multiple repetitions of the same 4-note motif from Stairway to Heaven. When that one goes out as the song, it goes, out there, and I can't take this fucking Zepplified shit. So that's the reason I put it there. Done.
All right, real quick, I may have to make apologies and change my opinion on Tony Iommi. Did he lose fingers? Is that for fucking real?
Yeah, he used to. He lost the ring finger right there, part of the end of it. And when he did that, this was before Black Sabbath actually released the first album.
On his fretboard hand or his picking hand?
On the one he has to fretboard.
Okay, and my apologies. Tony Iommi is fucking phenomenal if that's the fucking case.
He would melt bottle caps on his finger, melt the end of plastic bottle caps on his finger with duct tape to play and tune down real low. That's where they got that dark sound at.
Well,
that's the sound actually.
Throw two extra fingers, he still couldn't play the guitar.
Is Tony still with us?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, everybody's still with us from Sabbath.
By some freak of nature, he watches this. I apologize. I did not know. If you sound that good with that kind of handicap on your fret hand, then goddamn, that's fucking impressive.
Was he born that way, or were they amputated?
Steel mill, man. He was pushing metal in to punch out, and his hand got in there, and it took his freaking finger.
Years.
Yeah. So.
It was.
At least two fingers, his middle and his ring fingertips gone.
Oh, yeah, it is too. Okay. All right. My bad.
I did not know that. So that changes everything. Because it's not like he's bad. It's just I've always heard what great guitarist he is, and I'm thinking, I don't really hear nothing impressive. But fuck, if he's doing even Ace Frehley type shit with two fingertips missing, that's fucking awesome.
And think about it. You've not really dove into Iommi real deep or a lot. You are now. You're getting, yeah.
He does very good acoustic work.
Really? Black Sabbath does acoustic?
Some of the stuff, has acoustic guitar and the intros and stuff. And
Jesus, how many fucking Sabbath albums were there? I thought we'd about done them all.
No, there's about 7 with Ozzy, 2 with Dio, and a whole bunch of others, like 5 or 6 with Tony Martin. Yeah, they got
the 80s were
7 Ozzy in a row, or when he came back?
No, it's like 7 Ozzy in a row.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we did like what, 3 with Ozzy? 2?
Yeah.
We did 2 Black Sabbath. You said I can't take it anymore.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there's a reason why people watch After Dark. It's to hear me unfairly rip my panelists, unfairly rip artists, and constantly put my size 11 in my mouth. So maybe I have been premature, like Darren, premature ejaculation on my judgment. All of Black Sabbath, since I've only heard 2 Ozzy albums out of 7, and apparently a whole catalog with other singers. So we'll see. This one is definitely a step in the right direction for me.
That's what I was hoping for.
All right, we up to number 1 yet? Is that where we're at?
Number 7.
Yeah, number 7, man.
All right, number 7 is Walk Away. I think it's a solid tune, but I think it's one of the least essential on the album. It's good, but not special. This one's almost skippable.
Which one?
Walk Away.
Okay.
The production is clean, but I don't think the song ever quite hits a dramatic peak. And Down Under also had Walk Away. So somehow I think from all the way from
Australia, both of you are retarded, basically.
He was having, he was cheating off my paper again. So
okay.
You like that one, huh?
I do. I'm not going to say how much. Motley says Tony Martin has a similar style as Dio. Who's Tony Martin?
I have to disagree with that. I can't get on board with that one, brother.
All right.
Let me know what you think he sounds like Dio on, and I'll check that out. But I've never.
I'm sure we'll get there. All right. So number 6, Warren says Walk Away was the only song on the album that really agreed with me, but I prefer the James Gang. Gangs aren't cool, man. They're violent, and they really need to be flushed out of society. No, I know what the James Gang is. I'm just fucking with you. All right, so we're up to number 6.
Number 6.
This is where I have Die Young. The intro and the keyboards, especially with that melodic guitar, especially on the intro, but again, it happens throughout the song. It seems they go back to that slow part. That is fucking phenomenal. The rest of the song sounds a little generic to me, and I kind of wish they would have just continued with that down tempo vibe they had going. I think this would have charted a lot higher for me, but that's a pretty decent fucking song.
Awesome. And ring the bell. Die Young, number 6, man. Absolutely phenomenal breakdown. Da-na-na,
You guys hear that bell?
Da-na-na, and Dio, that's where his voice carries, but not falsetto. Someone stop the fall. And then they just start rocking. Da-na-na. Yeah, I love it. This album, I love it, man. So there you go. I love all these songs, especially now.
Thank you,
just had to place them. But Die Young, number 6 for me.
I'd be lying if I didn't say We All Die Young from the legendary Steelheart came to mind when I saw that track, and that would be unfair to try to judge against that. But yeah, I thought it was a good tune. Louie.
All right, the song I put at number 6. I'm listening. I'm hearing familiarity with 2 different songs. This one came after a song that it reminds me of, and it came before a song that it reminds me of. The verses are sung very similar to Hotel California, and the chorus sounds very much like Motley Crue's Save Our Souls from the Theater of Pain album, and that's Children of the Sea.
Sorry, I just had to do that now so you know I'm not lying in the future when I get to my review of that song.
Chicken of the Sea? Is that what he said? Tuna?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
By the way, if you all like spicy fucking burn and whiskey burn with the fucking sweet and tart fucking fruity taste of mango, get yourself some Old Smoky Tennessee mango habanero whiskey, 70 proof. It'll fucking light your ass on fire in more than one fucking waves. But I can't tell you how magical a whiskey is, being fucking extremely tart and yet like you're drinking hot sauce. It's fucking fantastic. All right, go ahead.
Okay.
All right. At number 7, you can ring the bell because Dave and I are gonna match. No, it's number 6. I'm sorry. Dave and I are gonna match up again. Lady Evil is our number 6. I think Geezer Butler's bass line is the star in this song. Slithering and sinister. I think he did a great job.
What do you think? Is that his real name?
I don't think so.
As far as we know, I don't.
What would parents be thinking naming a newborn baby Geezer? They're already putting him at 80 years old.
Yeah,
Geezer.
Yeah, right. I doubt it, but you know.
I'm sorry, I'm drinking, so I'm interrupting.
It's all right. Again, I don't think it's a bad song at all. The chorus is memorable. The song is, I think its vibe is lighter than the rest of the album. I think it's a good detour song, but it's not a centerpiece. So,
all right. So I think basically there's no hate really going on here, Scotty.
No, I'm still starstruck.
Okay. Did you all, Christopher Fairley says, did you all see that Peter Criss wished Paul a happy birthday today? Give Peter credit. He always takes the high road nowadays. Yes. Regardless of his short temper in his 20s, I have said for the last 20 years that Peter Criss is my favorite human being out of Kiss, with Bruce Kulick probably being second. Bruce obviously has never done anything wrong in my eyes as far as a human being, but just seeing the transformation of Peter Criss from a headstrong, short-tempered dude to one of the most mature high road fucking. I love listening to him talk. I loved all his little snippets from that fucking honor they got from the Kennedy Center. I've said it. If I could sit down and have a drink and just bullshit with anybody who's ever been in Kiss, it would be fucking Peter Criss.
Yeah, man.
Go ahead, Lou.
I agree.
His name is Geezer
Wait a
Butler's
minute.
real name is Terrence Michael Joseph Butler, and he got the name Geezer as a nickname from his older brother while his brother was away in the military, and would write letters and say, "Hey, Geezer." That's how he got that name.
Okay. There's Lou with
All right.
the fact machine that is Commander Lou. Darren, I haven't seen Lushy Rob since his teens and early 20s, and you love it, bitch.
I'm not complaining.
All right.
Hey.
So anyway, Bruce told Paul to go fuck himself today. Well, you know, I if Paul was on my podcast,
He
I'd
deserves
praise
it
him.
if he did.
Yeah, I would praise him for being the greatest rock and roll vocalist of all time and the hero that influenced me in music and in just personal appearance through my whole life. But
And you'd
I
probably have neck pain and a sore throat just like Dave.
yeah, but after I took the shot in the mouth, I would say, by the way, you're still a fucking complete asshole, because he is. Yeah, it's just the way it is. Him and Gene both are assholes with capital fucking A's.
Yeah.
And that's just the way it is. All right, where are we at?
I think we're back to you at number 5.
Number five. I've got several comparisons. I already did the comparison with the moon. We've got Lady Evil coming in at number 5. And the first thing, no shit, I rewound it and hit the backspace to restart the song like 3 or 4 times, and then stopped and went and pulled up Girls' School from Brittany Fox, who clearly ripped off the first 7 seconds of this song with the build-up, that dun 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 dun. Exactly. If you listen to Brittany Fox, Girls' School, and then listen to this song, the intro is an exact fucking copy. There's coincidence, and then there's blatant ripoff. Granted, it's 3 to 7 seconds, and it doesn't go any
Is it
further.
as bad as Motley Crue's ripoff of Sweet?
No, God, no. Brittany Fox does an awesome job with everything, including their cover of Hair of the Dog from Nazareth.
Yes.
Yeah.
My favorite, actually, copy of that, man. Redo of that. Yeah.
But my overall vibe with Lady Evil, I love that fucking intro for obvious reasons, because I already loved it with Brittany Fox. This is very, very good AC/DC-esque filler, meaning it's nothing that blows my fucking mind. You clearly know it wasn't intended to be the best song on the album, but it's fucking that good that you don't mind it's there.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, number 5, and we are halfway, so I'm going to say somehow this album, the last 4 songs wound up in my last 4. The first side of the album wound up in my first half. So anyway, Walk Away, this is the only one that I said you could actually take as ballad-esque on this album.
Really?
Dio sings with that grace, man, that almost in love voice, but still pretty strong, but it's probably the lowest he sings in here, man, and he just belts it out. There's no hanging on to anything. And Walk Away, I mean, that's the only time he ever gets stretched out is in the chorus on here. Great song. I love it, man. It's fantastic, man. The tempos on some of these songs, even though they're close, they're all uniquely different.
You really think they started the album with it, right?
No, the album started off with Neon Nights.
Oh, that's right. Okay, never mind.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. No, Walk Away, if there was a ballad, that's what I was saying. Now, you could, with the verses. You could take this as
Heaven
a
and Hell's got some
ballad.
ballad.
Absolutely, a little bit. It sure does. But that's the only one that I would say would be even close to ballad-esque mid-tempo ballad. But you can check it out again just for the hell of the verses or whatever. Walk Away, great song. Number 5 for me.
Somebody asked if speaking of Bruce Kulick, have you heard Union? Honestly, and here's where the stone throwing begins. No. That's Karabi, right? Singing with Bruce Kulick.
Union? I have, and it's freaking awesome.
Okay. Here's the thing. Other than Brittany Fox, I'm still in that mode. Other than Vinnie Vincent, Invasion, when they came out, because I was so curious. Bruce Kulick was a guitar player, and I knew Bruce Kulick wouldn't be the singer, so I didn't even bother checking out Union. So I have no idea.
It's good. Okay. From what I've heard, it is good.
Did you like that Karabi tune the other night?
Yeah, and actually, dude, I don't know if I put that on a fucking After Dark.
You did. I watched it.
Okay, I mean, I thought it was okay on Hard Truth.
Yeah.
I'm in rewatching Hard Truth, because I always rewatch our stuff just because I like to see where we can improve. And a lot of times when I'm on a show, which I wasn't on that one, I miss a lot of what's going on because I'm so looking at the comments and stuff. But I wanted to rewatch it anyway, and man, I fucking like that song even more, to the point where I put it on a fucking playlist. That was a fucking good song by Karabi, and it went over well with all of you guys. It wasn't anything that stood out as a winner, but it was not frowned upon either. And the second time I heard it, I'm like, fuck that, man. That is a good fucking tune.
All right, Robbie's got his moments.
Yeah, didn't Vinnie Vincent's band tell him to go fuck himself, and they became Slaughter?
Vinny actually got fired by the management of Vinnie Vincent Invasion, and then because Dana Strum and Mark Slaughter were already in the band, so they just basically morphed it into Slaughter. Yes,
there you go.
Yep.
Anyway, without any notes taken or anything, I placed Lady Evil at number 5.
Bad or good, or just indifferent, or what?
At number 5, just okay. I mean, it was like I said, once you get to a certain point, there's a certain level of sameness that you don't know really where to put the songs, and you just, whatever hits your ear or your heart, whatever, in a certain way, you say, I put this album, this song at this number, that number, whatever. So just by happenstance, Lady Evil wound up at number 5.
All right. I don't know what's going on. I don't care, to be honest with you. I'm 52. I'm not into this high school shit. If there's an argument going on, I just encourage everybody, please, man, let's just enjoy Black Sabbath here and leave whatever else is going on, at the curb. Go ahead, Dick.
That was a bell.
Oh, sorry. Hang on. Thanks for calling me on my laziness.
There we go.
Someone had asked what song it was from the Dead Daisies that we did. You remember what the title was? I've been trying to look on YouTube.
A New Day.
A New Day. Thank you.
Yes.
All right. For me at number 5, I had 9 naughty nuns wearing neon nylons.
I'm not that fucking drunk. I could still win that game right now. God damn it.
I was just checking you.
Here you go, YouTube. Get your censor out. 5 ferocious faggots finger fucking Fred's asshole. Cheers.
9, no, what was it? 11, no. What was the elongated
12, baby Bam Bam blows big bubbles with baby Bam Bam's bigger brother blows bigger bubbles and baby Bam Bam blows.
Yeah.
This is a drinking game, folks.
11 elongated elephants riding up and down the elevator.
Yes.
All right. I had Neon Nights at number 5. Now, upon first listen to this album, this song was closer to the top as far as, it was closer to number 1 when I first heard this one. It kind of dropped the next couple of times that I listened to it, but I still really dig this song. I think it was a great opener. I think it's a banger more than a deep masterpiece, right? Dio's vocals are fierce, and Iommi's riff is I think pretty damn tight on Neon Nights. Short, punchy, fast and energetic, right? So I really, like I said, I really like this one. But there's just a couple more that I think a little bit higher of. So Dave at number 5 had The Bird Is the Word. I mean, Lonely is the word.
Lonely is the word.
Yeah.
Christopher says you guys should do the Karabi Era Motley Crue LP. Believe me, brother, it's coming. Whether it's
coming.
here or on Strange Ways, it's coming because I am very curious, especially after hearing his newest release. I'm very, very curious because I never listened to Dead Daisies. To this day, I don't think I've ever heard a song by him, and I haven't heard anything by Union. So I largely overlook Karabi because it was after the heyday of the hair metal great legendary singers. So I kind of just dismissed it as, whatever. And hopefully I'm proven dead fucking wrong. And I have a whole new fucking, person to follow.
Yeah.
All right. So we're up to what? Number 4?
Yeah.
4. Here is where I have Children of the Sea and why I rang the bell. Because immediately once he started singing the first line of the first verse, I wrote down Holy Hotel California. And I actually had to pause it and play Hotel California. It is so eerily fucking similar. The delivery of the vocals on the verse, the way the enunciations go. And then if you couple in the acoustic / electric, ballad-esque type intro before the chorus, someone was listening to the Eagles when they wrote this because that was like 3 to 4 years earlier than this. And as a result, they turned in a pretty fucking good song. So Children of the Sea hits number 4. But not without realizing very, very quickly that this was Hotel California Part 2.
And
Good
the chorus
call.
was Save Our Souls from Motley Crue.
Good call, Lou.
Hell yeah, man. Number 4 for me is, I think a couple's already touched on this, and this is playlist for me. Pretty much always has been 4 and up. Didn't get 6 and up or 7 and up on this one. It'd been the whole album, right? But anyway, absolutely stellar song. These 4 here could have been in number 1 for me all day long. The bass intro, the da-na-na-da-na-da-da-da, the Lady Evil, man. She's a magical, mystical woman. Yeah, man, just great delivery. Absolutely great delivery, man, by Dio on this song and the band. The tempo changes, the bass, Geezer, rocking it out, man. Geese, whatever, And Bill Ward, this was his last album, I think, before they got back together with Ozzy that he done. See, Bill Ward wasn't on the Mob Rules. They got somebody else for the drums on Mob Rules after this. So, but anyway, fantastic song. Always been one of my favorites on here, man. Just, she's the queen of the night. Oh yeah, man. Love it. Everything about it. Number 4. Lady Evil.
All right. Well, I keep forgetting to mention this. I've not heard every single song that Dio sang, but every time I do hear him, he's got that unmistakable voice that I don't think he sings better or worse on anything as far as his voice sounds. Just sometimes it's the chosen melody, or sometimes it could be production, whatever. But his voice to me is always unmistakably Dio. So I don't get the difference.
But you don't see the stark difference between this and vibrato Dio from Heaven and Hell or even his solo career?
Maybe I'm just hearing, maybe the vibrato is just something I expect from that time period. And
don't get me wrong. His vibrato I mean, when he's singing vibrato, I'm not saying his voice is bad or he's singing out of key. I have no problem with his vocal tone. I just have a problem with the vibrato, and that was noticeably missing on every song on this album, not just a handful. It's almost like he made
for the overall sound.
Yeah, it's almost like he made a specific effort to not fucking do that.
Yeah, and I think that's something that really come along.
Anyway, the song I put,
especially in his solo career.
Yeah, the song I put in number 4 with no notes next to it was "Wishing Well." It just seemed to be the
wow. That made it that high for you.
It just seemed to have that right thing, not bothering me as other songs.
It was just, I think for me and Darren, it was just uncharacteristically too rapid paced for what we were, used to hearing at that point. But that's cool.
All right. At number 4 for the Invisible Man tonight, Dave, he had Neon Nights. I myself have Lonely is the Word at number 4. I think this is, I like Iommi's guitar performance on here. It's slow and bluesy. I think the song itself is drenched in melancholy. It's almost, that solo from Iommi is almost like what I would come to expect for like David Gilmour.
Yeah, that was the best part of the fucking song.
Yeah, and I really liked it. And again, I think Dio's vocals on this song are restrained but expressive. So
yeah, I mean, it's not like he's neutering himself. He's just right. He's still got that same power and emotion. He just doesn't have that share vibrato that I hate so much.
Yeah. That's why I said let's do this one if there's any chance it's saving any future Dio at all. So, all right, yeah, man, great.
All right, not to interrupt you if you're not done, Darren, but quickly because it was bothering me on Backtracks on Sunday. Motley says Vinny Appice, who Rob and Dave saw playing on Rod Stewart on Backtrack, which was the video for "Do You Think I'm Sexy," was the drummer on Mob Rules. I was wondering that goddamn
Vinny Appice,
that fucking handlebar mustache. I'm like, who the fuck is that drummer? I know who that fucking guy is.
Vinny Appice. Vinny Appice.
Didn't one of the Appice brothers drum on Paul Stanley's solo album?
Carmine, I believe.
Yeah, from Vanilla Fudge or something like that. Yeah, Carmine Appice.
Which one was in Blue Murder?
It's funny. One called
Carmine,
and the other one calls himself Appice.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Vinny calls himself Appice. Vinny Appice. He's the one. His first Sabbath album, maybe in his first album period, was the Mob Rules album.
I used to call them
great drummer.
I thought they were Italian. I thought they were called Appice.
I'm sorry, Darren. Were you done or not? I
was done.
That comment came up because it just made me think. Because Sunday, while me and Dave were watching, God damn it, I know who that fucking drummer is. Who the fuck is that? But then I'm thinking, God, late 70s fucking Rod Stewart. It can't be a guy I'm thinking of. But sure enough, it was. So thank you, Motley, for the fact that I was struggling with. Carmine was Rod Stewart's drummer. Yes. Okay. So Vinny and Carmine, whatever, two fantastic musicians. Anyway, we are on to number 3. 3 is where I've got, I think most of you have covered this. This is Neon Nights. And to me, these top 3 songs for me are very close. Maybe if I was in the right mood and sick of hearing everything I'm familiar with, they go on a playlist, but they're that fucking respectable. And Neon Nights is number 3.
Yeah, man.
Although until the end, the first few times he says Neon Nights, I swear to God, it sounds like he's saying Leon Nights.
Leon fights.
And I hadn't been drinking yet, so I know it's not me.
Yeah. Hey, ring the bell. Neon Nights, number 3. Oh, no. Here it comes again. Oh, hell yeah. This is the way to start an album, bro. They just start rocking. No intros, nothing. Just dun 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 dun. Just and then Dio just starts freaking rapping, man. I mean, it is probably the heaviest song on here with speed. That's what I would say anyway. Now, maybe wrong, but and it works. It's fantastic. It's a great. It's always in his set list, of course, until he passed away. This was one of the songs he always played. He
What
loved
did
this
he
song.
pass away from?
Stomach cancer. That's it.
Stomach cancer.
Stomach
Okay.
cancer.
Always fucking
Mhm.
cancer, right? All these scientists think they're so goddamn fucking brilliant, right? And we should trust the science. And cancer has been killing people like fucking, you know, a goddamn fucking epidemic for fucking the last 20 or 30 years. You know, most of my childhood, people died of a heart attack or old age, right? Or hit by a bus.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden, everybody's got cancer of everything all the time. Fuck you, scientists. Do better. Get your fucking head out of your ass and find a fucking cure so we stop losing all these great musicians. Anyway, go ahead, Scotty. Sorry.
They probably do have a cure, but it's not going to come out, man, until they get population to where they want to. They want you to die, literally. I mean, literally. I hate saying that, but people eventually got to wake up, man, and realize they really don't give a damn. But anyway,
NC Dad says, Down Under Dave, what the hell's with children at the sea at number 4? Down Under Dave.
Exactly.
He did not have that at number 4. His number 4 is Neon Nights.
Where do you have children at the sea?
It hasn't come up yet.
Oh, okay.
Oh, good job, Dave.
Okay.
All right. Louis.
All right. Well, I just want to address the cancer thing real quick. Don't forget Donald Trump put in his first term that Right to Try Act. That's the Food and Drug Administration won't approve because they don't get enough money from the people who make the stuff before they approve stuff. Like you got to pay them to approve stuff. And Donald Trump put in that Right to Try Act for new medicines that people are going to die anyway. Try it.
Yeah. If I'm terminal, I'll try anything if I'm terminal.
And also, there's a doctor in New York City. His name is Gil Lederman, and he does a different type of cancer radio technology that he blasts it with ultrasonic sound without cutting the patient open. And he's got like a 90% success rate, but he also gets a lot of bad press because people don't like the fact that he's able to actually minimize the risk of cancer.
That even goes back. I don't remember what the doctor's name was, but that even goes back to like I want to say it was the 60s or 70s. Somebody was doing that exact same thing. They found out what the frequency of cancer was, and they used that to blast it and break it up and get rid of it. But
if you go all the way back to Egyptian times, and nobody knows how the pyramids were built, but a lot of that is speculated that sound frequency can move anything. There is so much. The whole thing is God gives you everything you need on this earth. You shouldn't have to create anything in a fucking lab. Whether or not you can fucking figure it out, because you got those people saying the fluoride in our water is calcifying our pineal gland or whatever. The bottom line is I've heard for years and years whistleblowers saying there are cures for cancer, but it's too cheap. They can't make money off of it.
There's that, and like somebody else said, there's no money in it, right?
Yeah.
Some of that stuff, who's going to profit from it? So,
well, it's no secret. Everybody with a brain knows. In Big Pharma's book, it's let's treat you, not heal you. Because
treat the symptoms, don't cure you.
Because if we heal you, you're not a repeat customer. It's like a chiropractor, right? It helps. But it's a fucking revolving fucking door, right? It helps so long as you keep going once a month.
Well, it's like that chemo stuff, That chemo stuff is meant to freaking poison you. It's supposed to poison the cancer, but it ends up poisoning the host. And they just keep you on this stuff. As long as the insurance keeps paying and paying and paying, they keep you there. And then it's like, oh, we can't do anything else for you. Go home and die,
Yeah, well, my dad, the chemo did help. I will say that, and he lived, quite a few years.
To me,
it was called early. They got surgery, and he just done caution chemo, just
Okay,
to make
so
sure it was all
maybe,
gone.
and maybe it's
treatment.
circumstantial because my dad
Yeah.
for a year, all his chemo did is fucking turn him into a frail skeleton of a man, make him so fucking weak he couldn't get himself into a wheelchair. We had to do it for him. It destroyed every fucking muscle and fiber of strength in his body.
That's what
That was
chemo
my
does.
father-in-law too.
That's why I pulled the plug on it. When I
Yeah.
seen it starting to mess with his kidneys, I said, chemo stopping. When your
Yeah.
kidneys get back to it, and then guess what? It never showed back up.
And
I'm the
Fake-
one that said,
and
you're
Fake-
not taking no more.
And Vake chimes in and thank you. Saw 2 women die of lung cancer. Neither one of them smoked. You can take your fucking lung cancer from smoking and your secondhand smoke and stick it straight up your ass.
It doesn't matter.
Cancer, from what I have understood through all the research, if
Doesn't matter.
everybody has the cells that can become cancer, it's whether or not they get activated. I have also known of people who have died of lung cancer who have never fucking smoked a cigarette. So get
Or-
off my ass with that bullshit. Even if, okay, let's say let's say 80% increase cancer if you smoke of the lungs. All right. But I could never smoke and go out and get hit by a bus tomorrow. What's the fucking difference?
That's right.
I don't know how we got here. I don't care, but it's a good conversation to have.
Public service announcement, everybody.
Yes.
Yeah,
My
I
advice to everybody is just lead your best life. I mean, don't do stupid shit like play Russian roulette or stuff that's obviously tempting fate. But if
Yeah.
you smoke, if you drink, if you like cheeseburgers, bacon, what fucking who cares? What's the alternative? Living a miserable fucking life, robbing yourself of any pleasures you have while you're here on earth? Fuck that.
Yeah, no enjoyable. But one more thing before we get off of this. You guys was talking about the money factor. It's the insurance companies, the doctors, and the pharmaceuticals. They're all in it together.
Yes.
And also, there's people with 20, 30, 40 years with cancer don't even know they have it. They go get checked. They find the cancer. They cut the person open, and then they die because they cause that cancer to be relocated to a point where they can't get to it. It spreads all over the place.
And that's the exact reason
that never get anything because they never get cut open.
Right. And besides the fact that my ass is exit only, that's a strict policy I live by right out of the movie Johnny Be Good by the great Robert Downey Jr.
You've got to have a colonoscopy, bro.
No, I will not.
Need to do that.
I will not.
Yes,
because
you do.
here is my fucking belief. I truly believe this, and it may not be true, but you can't prove it isn't. Once you realize, at least the average human realizes they have cancer, subconsciously they already accept the death penalty. So that goes into what Lou was saying. You have cancer for all these years, but don't know it, and you're just fucking fine. Once they tell you, whether it's the procedures or just the state of mind, you're fucking done. I would rather not know and just live my life.
That's the way I am. I could have cancer and not even know it, and I'm happy as hell.
You stress you worry yourself to death.
I'm not generally sick or anything. But now let's get back to the list. My number 3, without any reason other than I felt it was where I should put it, was Walk Away. Number 3.
Beautiful. Who
Good
shit
job.
on that song? Darren?
Dave had it at number 7, and so did I.
Okay.
I had it at number 5.
Okay.
But I like it.
All right, at number tree. Children of the Sea. Let's see, what did I say? I like the acoustic intro. It's kind of haunting, giving away to that massive oceanic riff. I like the dynamic shifts. The chorus is unforgettable, in my opinion. Fantastic song, Children of the Sea.
Wow.
Down Under Dave says he likes the whole album. Even Wishing Well, Dave?
Yeah, I do too.
He had that at number 8,
Yeah.
but and Dave's number 3 is Die Young, which the only comment that he had on here is saying that that's something that won't happen to Lou. I'm so, I'm just kidding. He didn't say
That
it.
it's too late from 100 years ago.
Dave says yes, including Wishing Well he likes. All right, good enough.
Yeah.
I will say, let me get this out now in case I fucking forget. A somewhat mild apology to the late, great Ronnie James Dio.
Uh-oh.
If I knew he could sing like this, I wouldn't have given him so much grief on this podcast, other than maybe for his height. But that's just, it is what it is. I can't tell you how happy I was that Scott was right for a change when he told me he sings differently than he ever has. If Ronnie James Dio, throughout his Black Sabbath career and apparently Elf and Rainbow and his solo career, would have sung like this, I'd probably be a fucking fan. So there you go.
We may find something else by him down the road that you like too.
There's some fucking positive. Like I said, none of these would go on a playlist, really, if I'm being 100% honest, but none of these would I jump up and hit skip either.
But you hadn't lived the album. See, if you listen to it as time goes on, just for the hell of it, that may change. There you go.
Absolutely. All right, so we're up to number 3. Right?
Number 2, Deucey.
Number two. Mm-hmm. Here's where I have the title track. And yes, as blasphemous it is, I've never heard this until the homework for this album. Here's the first thing that came in, and it seemed to be a pattern throughout this album where I had to immediately hit pause and pull up the song it reminded me of. This is almost the identical vocal pattern and bass riff from Rock and Roll Hell by Mr. Gene Simmons off Creatures of the Night 2 years later. So Gene Simmons, in my opinion, was listening to Heaven and Hell, and the song stuck with him so much he absolutely plagiarized the entire fucking vibe and bass line from Rock and Roll Hell.
Wow, you are right. Dun, 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 dun,
I was almost,
oh my god!
I was almost gonna do samples, but I thought, no, it'll probably, since it's fucking such a big name song, it'll probably get blocked. But trust me, anybody out there who is even remotely curious on what I just said, as soon as this is over, pull up Heaven and Hell and then pull up Rock and Roll Hell, and you tell me the bass riff and the way the verses, not the choruses, the way the verses are sung with that bass line, that Gene wasn't heavily fucking thinking of Heaven and Hell here. The only knock I have on this song is it's too long. It lost me when it sped up and went to the 3-minute jam, but until that point, this would have been number fucking 1 and a playlist song. I can't put anybody's 7-minute song on a playlist unless it's a meditation song that I'm meant to sleep through. But this is a fucking awesome song, and it doesn't surprise me because it sounds just like Rock and Roll Hell.
I agree, man. You're right about that. I never thought about that. And the little acoustic ending, the little just yeah. Oh man, yeah. Well, ring the bell again. Me and Rob's on the same train, boys. Heaven and Hell. Sing me a song. You're a singer. Hell yeah. Do me a roll. You're a bringer of evil. Oh man, Dio's delivery on this song is so unbelievable. One of my favorite vocal performances by Dio, man. He is just on tap. The band is just in tune. God, I hate they broke this up. But anyway, we could have had some 80s Black Sabbath, man, because when Dio left, Black Sabbath went downhill, man, and they pretty much vanished in the 80s. But anyway, Heaven and Hell, what a classic fucking rocking song. And just what lyrics. God, just read those lyrics, man. It's great writing. Everything about this is absolutely fantastic.
All
Number
right.
2, Heaven and Hell.
We had a couple people saying, but Gene didn't write it. Bryan Adams did. That's not the point.
It's the same
He's
riff,
got
bro.
credit on it. Jim Valance, Bryan Adams, and
here's
Gene.
the thing. Here's the thing, and I'm not blasting any of you who said Gene didn't write it, but here's my ongoing irritation with songwriting credit. You don't know that Bryan Adams said, "Sing it like this." You don't know that Bryan Adams says, "Here is the bass line." For all we know, all Bryan Adams did is write the lyrics. So there's no way anyone can convince me that Gene Simmons didn't have some influence on how the song actually materialized, regardless. But even
You know
if
he did.
but even
You
if
know he did.
yeah, but even
Go
if
ahead. Go ahead.
but even if he didn't, it doesn't matter. My point is, whoever's responsible for Rock and Roll Hell, and I promise you, people, when it comes to outside writing credits for a band who's actually performing the song, don't ever kid yourself. There is no way someone with the ego the size of Gene fucking Simmons is going to have some little 5'0" punk, pock-faced Bryan Adams pop star say, "Sing it like this, play this bass line." That's never going to fucking happen. He'll give him a riff, he'll give him a chorus, he'll give him some lyrics, and Gene will take it from there. That's all I'm saying. All right.
Who's joining us there? Who
That's
what are
Colby.
you doing? Colby, you know where your dad keeps his hammer at? If you do, go get it. Hit him right in the top of the head with it. Bam. But anyway, hey, look, Gene Simmons, and I'll shut up about it. Gene Simmons at that time, Kiss was in a hell of a situation. These albums come out 2 years prior to Creatures of the Night. You got Black Sabbath, Heaven and Hell. You got Back in Black. You got British Steel. The metal train is taking off, and you got to keep up somehow. And Kiss done it just absolutely to another level.
Paul just recently,
there you go.
And by recently, I mean last year, end of 2025, Paul flat out in an interview was asked about one of his songs, and he flat out said he stole the whole riff from Led Zeppelin. And his quote was, "If you're going to steal from the best." If you don't think any of these bands aren't ripping off other bands, it's been going on since the beginning of fucking time. It's just smart. If something is a hit, channel it the best you can.
All right. We're sorry, Lois. You go, brother.
Yeah.
I just figured I'd just come here and snooze. Rock and Roll Hell was originally done by Bachman Turner Overdrive. It's variated, but you can hear the stuff that's in the Kiss album. A lot of it comes from the BTO version, and then the things get changed up. Now, I noticed with
okay, hold on, real quick, Lou. When did BTO's version come out?
I'm not sure, like late 70s or something. I'm not
okay,
sure.
Had to be 70s.
It's possible that Sabbath ripped off BTO.
Maybe. I don't know. I have to find out.
Okay.
But anyway,
That's right.
I also picked the same song, but I picked up on different things. Heaven and Hell, which the first thing I noticed was it was the most Sabbath sounding intro on the whole album.
Yes.
So I went back to search for the song that closest reminded me of it, and that's Snowblind. Not Ace Frehley, but Black Sabbath's song called Snowblind.
Yes.
Now, here's the thing. If you are not familiar with both songs, you're going to hear one intro and think you're leading into the other song. You can hear the Heaven and Hell intro and think it's going to be Snowblind, if that's what you know. Or if you know Heaven and Hell a little bit, when you hear the Snowblind intro, you're going to think it's going to go into Heaven and Hell. Not that they're exact, but the same tonality and attitude is there. And
so you can tell there was an influence there.
Yeah.
Good job, Lois.
And
Good
the other
job.
thing that I picked up on was that bump, 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 bump was used later on in the song Holy Diver. After
Yep.
all that intro comes in,
Yeah.
same thing. Bum, bum,
You're
bum,
right.
Bum, 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 bum. Holy diver, blah, 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 blah. You know?
Yeah. Christopher says, "Why do I hear water? I hear it too, and it's making me want to pee."
I just pissed.
Okay, thank you, Scott. Live on
You're
air,
welcome.
we had Scott peeing. Vake says Paul ripped off Led Zeppelin, Radar for Love and Making Love, Black Dog, and Whole Lot of Love, respectively. I don't know Led Zeppelin songs well enough, but
Who
I
cares?
don't doubt that one bit. Paul Stanley admitted himself he ripped off Zeppelin on a regular basis.
I always thought he took Zeppelin stuff and made it better.
Well, sure. I mean, you can have that.
Me
argument.
too.
Yeah. I mean, but influence is influence. I don't care who you were. Whoever you listen to, whether you're a drummer, a guitar player, a singer, or a keyboard player, whatever, that even subconsciously is going to be coming out of you, whether you want it to or not. If something really influenced you, eventually, by accident or on purpose, it's going to be fucking somehow mimicked.
Because that's who you want to be. That's that's what you like. You don't want to emulate, but you want to get as close to that as you can.
Yes. And there's nothing wrong with it, man. I mean, plagiarism has been going on forever in every walk of life, especially when it comes to, the arts, whether it's acting or singing or whatever. I mean, people's inspirations come in in how they perform. It's just the way it is. I mean, Eddie Murphy is as close to Richard Pryor as you're ever going to get, and he'll flat out tell you because he grew up trying to emulate Richard Pryor.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, Darren.
Wait,
all right.
The BTO song came out in 1979. That's all.
Okay.
At number 2, this is where I put the song Die Young. Synth-laden intro is eerie, atmospheric. The verses explode with energy. I think Iommi Solo is one of his most expressive, powerful, emotional roller coaster, and I think Dio's pretty damn good on this song. So
which one was it?
Die Young.
Die Young, man. Watch out.
And Down Under Dave had Children of the Sea at number 2. So not at number 4.
Good job.
Yes. And Vake wanted to
Good
make
job,
sure
Dave.
that everybody knows he is not criticizing Paul. He likes what Paul did. I completely agree with you. I am not criticizing anybody who borrowed from their hero. It's human nature. It could be accidental. It could be, subconscious. And Christopher says, Sir Paul Stanley will not be criticized on his birthday. I did not realize it was Paul Stanley's birthday.
Happy birthday, Paul.
Star Child.
Star Child, yep.
Number 1 for me. I was quite surprised to find it lower on everybody's list. I've got, and this was immediate. As I was listening to the album the first time through, I immediately jumped this one up to the top, and it stayed there. And that is Walk Away. That's
the ballad.
Yes, this has a killer fucking breakdown in the middle of this song. It is so catchy, the verse and the chorus. This is the one that is obviously not number 1, the closest to possibly making a playlist for me. This was as close to a standout track on the whole album for me that the first time through, not even halfway through the song, I was like, holy shit, I got to earmark this song because this is something special.
Yeah, man. Yes. And she dances across the floor. Yeah, he's got that ballad. That's the one I said. Oh, yeah. And he sings like it different than anything, even on here. It's just a total transformation for Dio. I figured you would like that one. I didn't know it was going to be Heaven and Hell or that one close for you.
It was fucking close. I actually came to that decision today on like my 4th listen to which one was going to take number 1. And I think, like I said earlier, Heaven and Hell got docked because it just went on too long. I think it's a 7-minute song or something. And that, for me, I know Dave liked long songs and stuff, but for me, that's just too much to hold my interest.
Well, I got close anyway, but we stayed for about 2 or 3 in a row there. This is where we'll separate. Dave got close with me on this one. I think the other two have done used it up. Children of the Sea. Holy shit, man. This one right, and this came down today too, man, with me and Heaven and Hell. Wow. Of this, the chorus, just the da 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 da, just the freaking hook, man, and the rip in this song is just classic freaking Dio right there, man. But he's not singing it like his most of his solo stuff. He is just look out, yeah, just the children of the sea, yeah, dun, 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 dun. Just a heavy punching song, and it starts out just mellow. You know, it's freaking wicked. I've always loved this song, man. Now it's went back and forth. Like I said, these top 4 songs of mine are playlists for me, and they could have been in any order right there. That's how much I love these top 4. So Children of the Sea gets number 1 this time. It was almost Heaven and Hell. Could have been very easily. And Lou, it's on you, brother.
I got a bell ringer real quick with Warren for Walk Away. He says the one that jumped out at him too. But I gotta tell you, I would say Die Young, Lady Evil, Children of the Sea, Neon Nights, Heaven and Hell, Walk Away. That's fucking all but 2 of these fucking songs I consider to be very good songs. And when I say it's not playlist for me, it's because it's not necessarily a type of music I would want to hear all the time. But that I'm old. And unlike Scotty and Lou, I have embraced my age to where I've gotten mellow in what I like to listen to on a daily basis. But if I don't get a chance to say it, well fucking done, Scotty. You really fucking at least gave me hope for Black Sabbath, because this album was pretty fucking good.
We should have started. We should have started and ended with this album.
Yes.
Yeah, and it is a testament album. Like I said, the masses, this is their go-to album right here. Okay. This one's it. So
even
that
the
makes
diehard Sabbath fans from the beginning, they prefer this over Ozzy.
Now I don't know about them. I'm talking about Dio.
Okay.
The mob rules of the Humanizer, the Heaven and Hell.
I'd be curious to know, because you know the Kiss Army is of course split, whether it's the original 4 or 80s and anything. I'd be curious to see where the majority of Black Sabbath, true Black Sabbath diehards are, if they're more towards the early Ozzy stuff or later.
Well, I know when we did
Ozzy.
When we did the Mob Rules album, I do distinctly remember most of the research that I had done, that the majority, at least from what I could tell, of fans lean towards Heaven and Hell versus Mob Rules when it came to the Dio stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Vake says, "Dang, Rob, you must revisit Mob Rules," and I am honest to God, I'm not bullshitting.
Tell him, Vake.
I am going to do that.
Y'all did like Voodoo.
Yeah, and Motley 22 says Ozzy Dio fans are split, and that's with any band. That's what kills me with the Kiss thing. They act like they're fucking unique. Every band goes through this. I'm sure just because Chicago is not as much of an online presence as Kiss, I'm sure you've got your original Chicago fans versus your radio play Chicago fans. Same with Journey. I mean, this is not just a Kiss thing. It's just Kiss. Kiss is so giant, it takes the media attention.
But the thing
nostalgia
with Chicago,
and loyalty.
Yeah, the thing with Chicago is it's not just that they had different singers at the time, even though the original singer stayed with the band when Peter Cetera took over. It was distinctly different music. You go from some of the horns and that type of sound into more of a pop sound, right? So
absolutely. And like Motley, he brings up a good example, Roth Hagar. You got a band that transformed not only singers, and you went from Roth, who was primarily
sound styles too.
Yeah, you went from Roth, who's primarily a cocky swagger kind of talk singing guy, to an actual singer. But you went from blues rock to radio rock. I mean, so I mean, I remember that as distinctly as the war with, you know, original Kiss versus non-makeup Kiss. So it's not new. But once again, do you realize we always go into these diatribes before it's Lou's turn?
That's why I was just saying, Lou, good for hanging in there, brother. You've been a good sportsman tonight, man.
I figured the best thing is just tune you guys out. Well, I wanted to say, I was watching a video that turned out to be clickbait, and I was so mad because this is terrible. How can anyone listen to this? And all it was a guy analyzing Journey singing, what's that famous song they do? Don't Stop Believing live at a halftime show. And it's the drummer that sounds like Steve Perry.
Mm-hmm.
And this guy's analyzing nitpicky stuff, and I never got to hear what was supposedly so terrible other than the video itself sucks. He just analyzed
and their keyboard singer, who was the original singer, had a great fucking voice. If you go back on YouTube and look at some of the songs, Jesus Christ, it makes me scratch my head. Like, why'd they even switch? I mean, I know Steve Perry's got just an absolutely amazing voice, but
the drummer sounds just like Steve.
I mean,
current drummer sounds like Steve. Dean something.
Well, I guess it's a good problem to have if you got a fucking lineup full of fucking lead singers.
Time for my. Oh, go ahead, Dan. You want something to say something?
Yeah, who was the original lead singer for VVI?
Oh, I never heard of
that. God damn it. Come on, Scott. Vinnie Vincent Invasion.
Who was the first singer?
God.
I know.
He's a short-haired guy. He didn't fit in the band at all.
No, Robert Fleshman.
Robert Fleshman. Yes, that's it. That's it.
Well, Robert Fleshman was also a singer for Journey.
Yes, and Robert Fleshman, and I love Mark Slaughter, and I love both Vinnie Vincent Invasion albums. Aside, from the way too long solos, the songs are written incredibly well. They're catchy. The chorus is awesome. But Robert Fleshman's voice on that first album is fucking phenomenal.
1977. Now, he never recorded an album with them, but he sang live for them.
And Vake says, yes, Gary Rawlis and Steve Perry. So Gary is the guy I'm thinking of. He has a fantastic there's a video, and I forget what song it is, where he's the lead singer and Steve Perry's the backup singer. And I'm thinking, why did they? I mean, obviously, you make the switch for Steve Perry, but why did they think they needed to? It's not like they had a bad singer.
I know is from what I remember.
Yeah,
from what I remember hearing is that that singer did not get along with the rest of the band.
Okay, so when Steve Perry took over, that guy was completely out of the band.
No, because Steve Perry was actually hired as part of the road crew.
Right.
And he was being told, imagine Steve Perry trying to fucking lift anything, trying to be a roadie, right? The guy's small, he's short and scrawny, right? But they were getting ready to give the other guy a boot, and somebody had turned them on to Steve Perry. They'd listened to him, they wanted him. So they kind of brought him onto the road crew to hide him until they had a chance to get rid of that guy. And then
thank you, Vake, Greg Raleigh, and Motley chimes in, says because they switched styles, which that would make sense. If you were going to completely switch your genre, then maybe that guy's voice wasn't right for it. All I'm saying is, and I know this is so fucking Black Sabbath mob or Heaven and Hell fucking video, and we're talking about Journey. Couldn't have two bigger opposites. But yes, it just piqued my interest because it came up with the switching of singers. But yeah, they're both great singers. Anyway, where the fuck were we at?
We're at Luke had mentioned his number one song.
Okay.
Now, I put this at number one because it was the only song when I listened to all the songs, I had to go back and re-listen, that made me do this while I was listening to it. And that's Neon Nights. That was the only song in the whole album that made me do that.
Really? That's the heaviest song.
On first listen, that was my number one on the first time I listened. But
this is why I love our show. And thank you for that pick, Lewis. That was my number 3. That is a great fucking song. Damn Who says same way. It's the same way. Yes, that's the song where the keyboard guy was singing and Steve Perry was in the background. And Greg Rowley came out of Santana, says Rudy. So yes, we have the greatest viewers on the planet, on the greatest podcast on the planet. And you owe it to yourself to tell your neighbors, your janitors, your cleaning ladies, and everybody else that if nothing else, if you don't like music, where else are you going to find 4 to 5 of the greatest looking guys on the planet? You know,
and straight shooters too.
Yeah, man. Just spread the word, man. I don't ask you guys for much, but let's just get this motherfucker. Let's explode. Let's bury Joe fucking Rogan. How's that? So we've already buried Podcast Rock City, and it's not even close.
And I've got an idea for you guys. If you guys haven't been doing it before the day of that, we're going live that night. I will share that post on Facebook where everybody can see it.
Beautiful.
So
beautiful.
Yeah.
All right.
You're right. Well, the rest of you were close, but Dave and I actually had the correct number 1 song tonight, and that is Heaven and Hell, the title track.
Yeah, man.
Can't go wrong there. I think that main riff is nasty. I don't think I'd ever heard this song. I don't know if I've heard any of these songs prior.
I'm telling you, listen to that and Rock and Roll Hell back to back.
I've already got that written down. I'm going to go back and listen to it after the show.
And also,
I can hear it already.
Run after the show.
Dio Holy Diver and the other Black Sabbath with Ozzy, Snowblind.
Snowblind.
Listen to that.
I think it's pretty hypnotic. Dio's lyrics are philosophical, right?
Yes.
I think every member actually shines on this song. Geezer's bass, Iommi's riffs, Ward's drumming, and the vocals from Dio. So I think it's the crown jewel of this album.
All right, Scotty G Pop, you've got to be a happy fucking camper.
Dude, I'm like a pig but anyway, hey, I was prepared to take a beating, literally. Because I thought, is it going to be enough? If it's going to work, it's got to be this. That there's nothing else that I can think of. There's things that's close that we'll jab on down the road, but I said I've got to find Dio is just too damn good for them not for them to feel that way about him. My God, man. Yes. Listen to some of these favorite songs on here. Put a few on your playlist just to randomly pop up every now and again. Get used to some of these songs.
And you're hearing it from me, Mr. Anti-Metal. You can't, no matter how much you think you hate Black Sabbath, listen to this fucking album. Man. Again, I will stress, this is not going on my playlist, but it is damn fucking close. And that's just on me because I like more harmony and melody type, lighter side stuff, Poison, that kind of stuff. But for someone who hated every goddamn minute of fucking Black Sabbath and Dio that we have covered, you will be pleasantly fucking surprised.
And the production on this album, this is a pleasant listen. It's crystal clear with some distortion, and you don't miss a thing.
Yes.
Perfect. Produced.
And one thing I want to add, it's a lot more nicer and better to listen to when you don't have to fucking rank it, which drives you insane.
Yes,
I know. Yeah.
It does. I thought I was going to have a problem. Okay, I'm going to have to go back to which one's shittiest. That's
the way I go from the bottom up.
And I was pleasantly surprised. I'm like, holy fuck. I mean, I don't love any of these songs, but I don't hate any of them either.
I put off listening to this album as long as I could because I feared the worst.
Yeah.
I know. That's why I told
as God is my witness, and I love God, I am going to listen to Mob fucking Rules over the next 2 days to see if I was just in my stubborn mode or
Just
if it
99% of the time.
yeah, I'll give you that. But that 1% of the time found me with heaven and hell. So maybe, just maybe, Mob Rules at the very best wasn't as bad as I thought it was. And that could
You may
very
not
well
like
be,
it. You
because
may not
Darren,
like it as good as this, but
right,
there's going to be some things, if you
right.
listen to it really well, that you're going to like better than you remember.
And I remember
Yeah.
saying afterwards, when we started doing the Aussie Black Sabbath stuff, and I started saying, this is fucking worse than Mob Rules. And Darren's like, oh, I wouldn't go that far. I think, I truly think that at the end of everything, when everything's all said and done, Ozzy's going to be my least favorite fucking era of Black Sabbath.
Yeah, I can't say. I for you, it probably will, and a lot of that falls on the production, man. Literally.
Yeah.
Remember the Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath fucking song that we voted against the other damn night?
Yes.
Even me? Horrible. Just you can't nails on a chalkboard.
Without a doubt. And I think
that clip was not the song, the version I knew.
Yeah,
oh,
and you
gosh.
guys said that, and that got me thinking maybe I should go out and try to find other versions of that song.
Live versions.
And I think unfairly a lot of bands suffer from this from when the time they came out with the lack of technology. Like Led Zeppelin. Now the song Rock and Roll, I understand it's legendary. And it's not a bad song. But from the moment it starts, the unbelievably over the top, in your face cymbals just fucking irritate me. And I think production hurts a lot of these earlier bands, to where maybe if, a good Bob Ezrin type, producer would redo this shit, maybe it would sit better. Maybe. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying Mob Rules for me after this is worth another listen. So there you go.
I hope your ears bleed. I mean, there's a reason why Mob Rules got its own scoring system.
Well, I can turn it off, right? We're not doing a video. It's not like I have to, but I am big enough man to admit that this album raised enough of a question mark that I may have been wrong. I've got nothing better to do for 2 fucking days and 2 nights, and people who watch After Dark know I'm up all fucking night. I've got nothing to lose by going back and trying it again.
Hey, and if that's what you're going to be doing for the next couple of days, do that. And do you want to do Quiet Riot, or do you want to do Fastway or Karabi?
You
Since
choose.
You've got to do.
Because we
can do Quiet Riot anytime.
Yeah, because we chose Quiet Riot because we were going to do things last minute. So if you want to do Fastway or Karabi, you choose and let me know.
There's so much build up over Karabi. Let's do the Motley Crue Karabi album just so you can drill it in.
For those of you who may be wondering, we're talking about me and Scott's solo show, the legendary
Strange Ways.
Strange Ways. We will be doing Karabi's which album?
It's self-titled, Motley Crue, self-titled. Can you believe that?
Okay, that's weird.
93.
That's one of my biggest pet peeves with bands that come out with a self-titled album 3-4 albums later. Whatever. All right, that just reeks of I don't know what the hell to call this album. Lou, any closing thoughts on Black Sabbath, Heaven and Hell?
Well, I think we should take a little bit dive into other Ozzy albums of Black Sabbath, because they do change along the way. They're not all the same. So I think that maybe, in the springtime we could visit another, like the third Black
Volume
Sabbath
4.
Ozzy. Yeah, all those, and pick, best songs, whatever, do rank them, whatever. But when this show's done, or after we go backstage and I sign off, I got to listen to that BTO version of Rock and Roll Hell again, because I can't remember honestly how it goes.
That's a good thing. I'm glad you said that, because I've never heard it. So I guess I heard Bryan Adams re-release it recently.
I heard him do War Machine.
Damn who, for you guys, Darren and Lou, probably, who are smarter than me, says bring back Curmudgeon Rob. What the fuck does Curmudgeon mean?
Rude.
Rude? Am I being too nice? Is that what's going on? You know what?
No. Hell, you guess it's got to be if there's nothing on here to
Yeah, I'm not going to be an
slam
ass
me
just to be a fucking ass.
on
I mean,
purpose.
I was
Bad
fucking
tempered. All right. Bad tempered.
bad
is
tempered.
what
Oh,
Okay,
well, there was
you
no
know what?
reason to be.
I'll be
Yeah,
back
I
in a
didn't have
minute.
nothing offended me. Nothing pissed me off. This was
Well,
a pleasant. This was actually, I mean, not going to say it's one of the greatest albums I've heard, but when I'm
No.
expecting the worst and I get something like this, I'm in a good fucking mood. And thank you, Gigi.
Damn
It's nice
right.
of you to join us at the very fucking end of the show. Without
Yeah, Gigi.
that's a no call, no show, and I'm docking you 3 weeks pay.
And while you're listening to Mob Rules, drink what you're drinking now.
yes,
There you go. I love
okay,
it when you're drinking this. So there you go.
It's the Old Smoky. Yes, it is, Rudy. For all of you who missed it, Old Smoky, Tennessee, mango habanero whiskey, 70 proof. Everything on my body feels a little bit numb right now, including my penis. So that's a good thing.
Oh,
Hey,
All right. Yes.
you want to hear something? I did an experiment today as far as culinary escapades go. I took some eggs, a little bit of milk, and Kool-Aid crystal powders and ran them in a NutriBullet blender, then scrambled them up. And you get a nice fruity tasting kind of a dessert.
Beautiful.
woo.
Beautiful.
Mm.
All right. Well, let's
Mm.
hear it for Scott because this was a success.
Thank God.
Yes. And Wednesday, Darren, what do we got going on?
Well, it all depends on whether Dave is feeling up to it or not, or if he's going to keep, blowing dudes and making things worse. It would be our second episode of A Year at a Time, which is, or 1 year at a time, which would be 1971.
And I will have that thumbnail up tonight, the description, the link. Tune in to Dave and Darren's fantastic show that had me extremely entertained watching. It is all you'd want to know about the year in music and then some if we run out. So hey,
Share it on Facebook, everybody. If we share it to
Absolutely.
y'all, share it to all y'all's friends.
absolutely.
Keep it going.
It's the end of the video, so we can do all that shameless shit now. So we're
Yeah.
not making everybody sit through it like every other video. And how can I say hats off to all of you live viewers, 36 of you still fucking hanging in for a non-music sample video. That means the fucking world. That's fly shit to most channels, but that's awesome for us. So until
Absolutely.
next time, until Wednesday, thanks for watching.
Tunes brothers, they sing, they scream.